Hello, everyone. My name is Mark from the Misplay Podcast, and you're listening to Eternal Journey, everyone's favorite Eternal podcast.
Welcome to Eternal Journey, the podcast.
Greetings, Punta Ones. You are listening to Eternal Journey, the podcast that talks about all things eternal with a focus on limited play. This is episode 128, where we are going to be going through an Unleashed draft walkthrough for you to prep you for the upcoming Open that is this weekend. Godspeed to everyone, but a little more and extra luck on the shoulders of everyone on Eternal Journey. Speaking of Eternal Journey, let's welcome our friends on the show. Starting off with John Holio.
Hello. Good afternoon, gents.
What's up, buddy?
And that fantastic voice on the other side of the internet is the one, the only, the underscore, the Darth Herman 2. Alex, what's up?
What's up, guys? Underscore and potential occasional Desmond. And yeah, good to be here.
Sweet. All right, well, like the title said, we are going to be taking you a pick-by-pick on the draft, and we have a doozy one, but first off, I want to go ahead and mention that if you're listening to this podcast, feel free to tune into it on the YouTubes, where you will be able to follow along with the packs in front of your face. But with that being said, let me go ahead and break open this pack so the guys can continue bashing it like they were doing earlier pre-show. The commons consist of Dune Wave, a fastball for 3-time, Unleash, put a unit with flying on the bottom of its owner's deck. And then Unleash means that once you play it, it immediately makes a copy of itself into your hand, or you draw a copy of it that you can play that turn. And at the end of your turn, it gets discarded. Next up is Point Blank, a spell for 1 red. Give a unit taunt and quick draw this turn. Prodigious Student is an unseen for 3/3 for 4 and a green. Prodigious Student has +2/+2 while it has a battle skill. Saddle Up is a fastball for 3 green. Give a unit +4/+4 this turn. Jotun Warrior is next, which is a 3/5 giant warrior for 5 blue. Tensky Mercenary is a 1/1 rogue for 3 shadow, deadly, and taunt. Bren's Insight is a spell for 2-time. Draw a relic or unit from the top 4 cards of your deck. Discard the rest. Hamlet Axe is a +1/+1 weapon for 1 time with Overwhelm. Going into the uncommons, we have Xenon Tomb, which is depleted on your first 3 turns of the game, but it does give you a time or shadow influence as well as a power. Boundless Knowledge is a fast spell for 4 blue. Unleash and then draw 2 cards. Finally, Makeshift Barrier is a 0/5 engine for 3 factionless, endurance, and then pay 3 to transform Makeshift Barrier into a Whirly Twirly, which is a 2/2 flyer. Finally, the rare in the pack is Life Changing Meal. This is a spell for 6 blue. Transform each of your units with 3 health or less into a random unit that costs 1 more. And each of your units with 4 health or more into a random unit that costs 2 more. All right, who wants to bash this pack first, John or Alex?
Go for it, Alex.
It's not that great of a pack because we were talking about a few of the uncommons are completely playable, but I'd be sad to pick, Dune Wave or Saddle Up or Mercenary. Like John would agree with me that those are the 3 best commons. Uncommons, the Makeshift Barrier I play that all the time. It goes into the decks that I like to play, which is more than 2 colors usually. The Fixing is okay to take. I don't like really taking it first pick though. Wow. Hold on a second. Jeez.
I'll go from there. So, and then the rare is this is one that, I mean, it's not quite a meme, but it's kind of a meme. It's like you might have a board state where it's a good card, or it might be stuck in your hand doing literally nothing. And if you're trying to have a good win ratio, this is not the kind of card you definitely you typically want to play. And honestly, if primals, even if even if Primal's not completely open, sometimes this gets passed because, like I said, it's kind of a fun card, but not great, not very competitive. Boundless Knowledge, I like a lot, but that's another one where like it's similar to Meal, where even if Primal's not all the way open, this card kind of gets passed sometimes because it's kind of expensive, and really only goes in a more of a late game kind of controlling deck. Um, but I do tend to play Boundless Knowledge when I'm playing Primal, but I seem to get past those pretty often. So yeah, like Makeshift Barrier goes in. I mean, obviously it has no colors, right? So it could go in any deck that we end up playing. The only time you maybe wouldn't want to play it is if you're like strictly an aggro deck, like Rakano, Stone Scar, something like that. Skycrag, it could still make it because of its ability to be a flyer. Maybe that's like what you need to like turn on your Griffins with Unleash or something. So like, but it's just not a very aggressive card. But it's like a pretty decent card, and because of its no faction, that's probably what I'm looking at here.
Yep, that's where I'm at. Makeshift Barrier is great. It's going to make any deck that we get, regardless of where we go from here, and we're not missing out on anything. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I'm exactly on. It's the safest pick.
Sweet.
Yeah,
For sure.
super unexciting.
Right. Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Look at that.
Yep.
Ugh.
So pack 1, pick 2, we get another life-changing meal as the rare. Oh, did you guys do the promo card or whatever for last week where the changing meal was like the trick
Yeah, the
card?
frying pan.
Yeah, I was like, bro, really, Direwolf, really? Like, oh man, that was unique. I'm like, so you and what's funny is I actually didn't even use it. I just won without playing any of those cards. It gives you like a fried egg or something.
The pan immediately went into a competitive deck. I think Gozu did well with it in a tournament like that weekend.
All right, I stand corrected yet again. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and move right along. So, life-changing meal is the main card. Our uncommons are hidden Garrote. That's what I always thought it was, but I always
so. That's a real word.
Yeah,
it's just not one that I've really ever used.
I mean, mine only have piano wire, but I've seen some people do it with like barbed wire and stuff like that. So, anywho, +3/+1 relic weapon for 2 double shadow, unblockable. Nothing can have Aegis. Streetwise Informant is a 1/4 Minotaur Rogue for 4 Argentport endurance, unblockable. Pay 5 to gain 2 armor. We have a Scaly Gruon, which is the 1/4 dinosaur for 2 blue. Maniacal Reveler is a 1/1 mage for 3 time. When another unit goes to your void, Maniacal Reveler gets a +1/+1 permanently. Prodigious Student, we already talked about. It's horrible. Loot String Bow is a +1/+1 relic weapon for 1 red. Summon, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Backlash, fast spell for 2 blue. Negate an enemy spell and deal 2 damage to that player. Green Stretch Griffin is a 2/2 Griffin for 3 blue. Flying, unleash if you have another unit with flying. Collection Rounds is a fast spell for 3 shadow. Play 2 1/1 Minotaurs with Taunt. And then finally, Grizzled Hermit. It's a 0/5 Shaman for 5 red. Overwhelm. Pay 2 to give Grizzled Hermit +2/-2 permanently and deal 2 damage to the enemy player. All right, John, what are you looking at? Because pretty much the entire pack's open next to our fantastic pick 1.
Right. This obviously this rare is the same and kind of whack, but everything else here is somewhat playable. I think like the worst card in the pack might be the Reveler after the changing meal, like, and then maybe Student. Like everything else is kind of defensible. Informant is a good card, like if you're already kind of set up to play Argentport, but it's still early, and so, like because of the 2 faction, Argentport is also kind of one of my least favorite faction pairs to play. So I don't think I'm really looking at that, even though it's like in a vacuum, it's pretty dang good card. Garrote is a card that has overperformed for me, like just kind of as a weapon that maybe goes face a couple turns and then kills something. It's been really good for me in frenzy decks, especially. But double shadow, like that's what I'm looking at here. I'm also definitely looking at the Gruon, the Griffin, and the Bow. Those are kind of like the ones I'm considering here.
Alex, what do you think?
I mean, those same 4 cards are the ones I would look at first for me, and then it's basically like preference of what I'd want to go into here because I think the bow, the griffin, and the garrote are on par, and then the Gruon I would take probably 4th, and the color that I would most want to play is fire, so I would take the bow here. I think that card, like John, for the garrote overperforms for me, but it kind of does commit you to shadow more, whereas the red, it's a lot easier to play on early to get early frenzy triggers. Sometimes you get stuck on playing 2 shadow. So yeah, I'm on the bow. That's what I think.
All right, sure. Well, we can take bow here.
I don't know. What is that? Was that okay? Ooh,
Oh, it's
okay, I
already
like that.
happened.
Good job. It happened.
Cool. So going into pick 3, we have Zealot of Shavkan, which is an Oni cultist, 2/2 for 2 double red. Summon, deal 2 damage to the enemy player. We have Combre Healer, 2/2 cleric for 3 Combre. Summon, you and a unit each get +3 health. Maniacal Reveler, Scaly Gruon, Sticky Fingers, a 1/1 rogue for 1 blue. Aegis, and then once per turn, you may pay 4 to deal 1 damage to the enemy player. Another green stretched griffin, a cleave, which we'll mention because I think, Alex, you said that a couple of people are higher on that card. It is a spell for 2 red, kill an enemy attachment, and deal 3 damage to the enemy player. Rebel Sharpshooter is a 3/3 rebel for 3 red. Rebel Sharpshooter has quick draw while she has 4 strength or more. Insect Swarm, 1/2 insect mob for 3 time. Flying, ambush, and unleashed. And then a Griffin Bomber. We don't need to talk about that one, right? That's not a good card, is it?
It went up since they dropped
Begrudgingly
the cost.
playable.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We'll skip that one. All right, cool. Alex, start us off here, man. What are you looking at?
Well, so like obviously the healer is great. If I'm like maybe in those colors, I don't think I would be taking that here though. That's between the sharpshooter and the zealot, and then the griffin for me, the main 3 cards. And then and also the Gruon, but I think my style, hoping to maybe play the madness deck, I'd probably take this zealot. It's a frenzy trigger while putting something on the board. It's kind of like the best kind of trigger you can get other than like a free one. And yeah, I'm on the zealot. And this cleave card, yeah, streamers who shall be rename unnamed, because I think it's not a good card, and I've even tried it, and John's like, what are you doing playing this card? It sits in your hand way too often, not doing anything for that to be a good card. I believe the streamer is jaded by the Menagerie card, which I also am, but it's still not worth putting a cleave in your deck to kill a potential Menagerie. Yeah, that's not a good card. I don't know
If
what
it
you
was
guys think.
fast, I'd say like maybe, but because like
Even Hunter,
it would at
even
least
Hunter said
have
it's
some
like a side.
counterplay and a little more stuff going
Cool.
on. Like
Or-
there's some weapons, like for example, like the grappling hook, right? If you could respond to a grappling hook attack at fast speed with that would make it a little bit more
Well,
playable. But
yeah,
no,
make it a little more playable.
for me, it's more between the sharpshooter and the griffin. Like I'm just really not into the double fire pip on this 2-drop. Like that's a big turnoff for me. And sharpshooter is just a card that the 3/3 for 3 is like it almost feels like an above average stat in this format just because of the way the other units are. But I mean, obviously, it's just it passes the vanilla test is all.
That's always
But
good.
yeah, like I think with our first pick being or our last pick being the bow there, I think I'd probably lean sharpshooter. I could see the zealot, the griffin, or the sharpshooter here.
Yep. And I like 3/3 for 3 with upside, so we'll grab the sharpshooter
Right,
here.
leave it to the voter there, and it was going to be the 3-drop for sure.
Yeah, and then just to note, like Shadow was completely cut from that last pack, so it's like the only kind of signal we've seen so far. But it's not a real signal because it could have just been a legendary or a rare, and somebody just wanted it. You just never know. But it's just something to note.
There's more amazing choices to be made with this pack.
Are we even looking at anything here? I mean, I'm probably just gonna take the Copper Hall Recruit because I like 2/5s that can block. But Hero Adept, Tools of Oppression, Cleave, Pilfer, Smog Monster, Pin the
So, like-
Jotuns. There's nothing here. Like what Dune Wave is I don't know.
Tools of Oppression, like I like it, but getting it late, like if you have the 1/4 flyer that you could turns into the 4/4 that makes a 1/1 flyer when you attack with it, because you can like just turn it instantly if you have like a big relic or something in your hand that you could just chuck and it's for free.
Mhm.
So like I kind of like throwing it in the deck if I have two or like one of those guys, but other than that, maybe the Suspicion is actually playable if you're in that color more than the 2/5, I think. Um, that or the Dune Wave is totally playable, but yeah, this pack is not very good. But I think I would take the Suspicion.
I almost always end up cutting Suspicions, and I think the Recruit is like a playable unit in the format. Um, unfortunately, like there's no red card that we're really considering to stay on
No.
color. I think Pin is really only good in like Elysian, because they've got the Chonkers and some deadly units in time. So I like Dune Wave. Like that's kind of possible, but that's a card that also you only want one or two of, and it tends to go late. So like this is basically a throwaway pick. But yeah, I guess
You're
like
hoping
I
like
can
not
see
to play
Recruit or
the
Suspicion.
card. Yeah.
Like Suspicion tends to go around as well, honestly. So
So what
it's
do you guys want to take?
I mean, it's like John kind of was okay with the 2/5, maybe that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any consequences for anything here. All right, well, we got a 5th pick Fissure, which is a spell for 3 blue. Unleash, deal 2 damage to each unit without flying. I know you're pretty low on this, John.
I am.
Let's see, there's a Monolith Guardian, but I guess we're in red. So it's a 1/1 Sentinel for 4 Praxis, +6/+6/+6 while you have a Relic. There's the Engraver, which is the 2/2 Oni for 3 red. Summon, play a 0/1 Etched Totemite that you have to sack at the beginning of your turn to get 1 power. Entomb, play another 0/1 Etched Totemite. Maniacal Reveler, Through the Unknown, one in a shadow fast spell, draw a unit from your void. If it's shadow, deal 1 damage to enemy player. And then Minotaur Tailors, a 2/3 Minotaur for 3 green. Summon, give one of your other units +1 health and taunt this turn. I mean, I think we just take the Through the Unknown, right? It's the most powerful card in the pack.
Yeah, John had mentioned Shadow being cut in one of the previous packs, and it's still kind of too early for this to be too much of a signal, but that's a very good Shadow card, pick 5.
It is. Yeah, it's like easily the best card in this pack. Like Taylor is playable, but that's like kind of whatever.
Right.
Engraver, I'm not very high on, but it's another
it's gone up
playable card.
to John. Yeah, it's playable for sure.
It's
but
gone
not-
up for me a little bit, but I still don't really care for it that much. Like if I'm in an aggressive fire deck, it it's a little counterintuitive because like it does kind of go in an aggressive fire deck because and like that's because all your best cards are 5-drops, right? Like your captains, your party crashers. So if you can get one of those cards down a turn early, that's like a good tempo play. But I think Through the Unknown is just kind of like the best, most flexible card here. Like Jedi mentioned, I'm really not into Fissure.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm just really not like. it looks like it should be good, but most of the things that you want to kill are flyers. So
Every time I see it, I wish it was the uncommon, like that did 4 damage to one thing with Overwhelm instead. Every time I see that card, I'm like, oh,
right,
darn it.
Icicles.
It's Fissure, darn it.
Yeah, they look very similar.
Cool. So Through the Unknown it is then.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
so.
All right. Right Flame, no. Dune Wave, Griffin Bomber, Insect Swarm, Arcane Orb, and Pin the Jotun.
We're in
this is
Garbage
great.
City.
Yeah.
Right. R.I.P.
So is it Dune Wave or is it Insect Swarm?
You know, since the nerf, I'm not a huge fan of that unless you're doing shenanigans with the swarm.
Yeah, and
Right.
Praxis is not a color with shenanigans, really, like of that
Right.
sort. So
No.
yeah, it might just be a speculative Dune Wave for me.
Agreed.
Cool.
Just whatever.
Let's see.
Oh, jeez.
Sticky Fingers, Desertion, Curse for 4 green.
Desertion.
Right? Is it
Isn't
desertion?
it
Right?
desert? Isn't it?
Like
Nah,
a deserter?
that's a hard word.
Desertion?
Yeah, like a deserter. Desertion? Desertion, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I just had some Brahms for dessert.
There you go. Desertion. Got it.
Yum.
Right? I thought I said it right.
No,
You did.
yeah,
I don't know what
you
the
did.
trolling
You
was
said it.
there.
I don't know. You said it perfect. What? Stop.
The cursed unit can't attack at the end of the enemy player's turn. If no units attack, kill the cursed unit for 4 and a green. Arrest, give an enemy unit -2 strength this turn. Scout at fast speed for 1 and a green. Grappling hook, +2/+2 weapon for 5 red. Summon, the wielder gets taunt this turn. Another throwaway pick, I guess. Desertion or grappling hook.
Yeah, it's between those two for me, for sure.
I'm on the first desertion before the grappling hook. I think it's fully playable.
All right, cool. Take that.
Amazing.
Suspicion, Little Brother, Riot Flame, Pilfer, and Arcane Orb. So there's the late Suspicion, so I guess we take it now.
Sure. Over basically nothing.
Yep. Hydration, or Hydrate, fast spell for 2 blue. Unleash, give one of your units +1 health, then put a copy of it into your deck. Arrest, Copper Hall Recruit, and Jotun Warrior. John?
Ugh, just kind of more garbage. Hydrate's a card that I think if you want one of those, you can always get one like practically last pick. And we have like so many more packs of this garbage Unleashed set to draft from. So like if we end up in Primal and want one of those, I'm sure we can get one whenever. I'm not really happy to play another Copper Hall Recruit. I basically never end up playing Arrest. It is like a technically playable trick, but I just have never really needed it. Like Jotun War, like this is just kind of another throwaway pack, right? Like I might just take the Jotun Warrior in case I somehow end up in Primal over Justice or something, but like hopefully we don't have to play any of these cards, honestly.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm on the. Even though we're not in the color, I'm in between the 2 blue cards here: the Hydrator, the Warrior. I was leaning Hydrate, but sure, the Warrior, since units kind of tend to be hard to come by sometimes.
Okay.
Wow.
Tomb of the Azure Mage over Hamlet and Axe. Yeah. Tomb of the Azure
throwaway.
Mage is a relic for a common for 2 blue. Frenzy, draw a card, then discard a card. Ultimate, pay 8 to deal 1 damage to enemy player for each spell in your void. Sure.
Garbage City.
Maniacal Reveler or Rakano Adept is a 4/4 Oni for 6 Rakano. When you play a spell or weapon directly on Rakano Adept, it gets taunt this turn.
I have yet to play one of those dudes.
All right, cool. And hey, Engraver
Hey,
last
there
week.
you go.
That's kind of a
Red
gift.
card.
The purple card.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Pack 1, pick 2. Display of Will. Fast spell for 3 triple shadow. Kill an enemy hero, or the enemy player sacrifices a relic or sight, or draw one of the top 4 cards of your deck, bottom the rest. Endangered Kieran is a 2/1 Kieran for 2 time, flying endurance +1 maximum power. Armaments Collector is a 3/2 Valkyrie for 4 fire, flying. While you have a relic, summon, draw 2 cards, entomb, discard 2 cards. And the final uncommon is a Stone Scar Maul, which is a +6/+3 relic weapon for 6 red, and overwhelm. And one other card in contention would be Through the Unknown. All right, I think we're pretty much there, and there's nothing else that really even, yeah. So, John?
All 3 of these uncommons are great, and Through the Unknown is also great. I wouldn't mind just kind of sticking with a red card because all of our best cards right now are red cards, except for the Through the Unknown, which like that's kind of whatever. Just we don't have any other shadow cards yet anyway, so I guess for me it's between the Collector and the Maul, and it's pretty close. I really like both of these cards.
Ugh. Yeah, same. I probably very slowly windmill slam the Collector just because there's a Maul next to it, but I'm on the collector, probably 51.49,
All
something
right.
like that.
All right.
Yeah, like if we happen to be in Rakano, I think like for a 6-drop weapon, I think Knuckles is just a little bit better anyway. And then like we get some of these loot strung bows, which are just fantastic relic weapons as well. Collector's like a little bit less replaceable of an effect, I guess. So I'm kind of with Alex.
Okay. Collector it is. Xenon Adept. I mean, I don't think we're really there. There's Icicles, so it continues to feel like blue's open. Icicles is the Overwhelm spell, or Overwhelm deal 4 damage spell for 3 blue. Let's see what else is in here.
I guess the blue could have been rare, but probably not.
That's it. It's pretty much just Icicles and the Xenon Adept, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Like there's not like a green card that we're looking at, and there's not a red card we're looking at. So yeah, exactly between Icicles and Xenon Adept. And I think I would lean Icicles.
So would I.
Cool. Fair enough. Icicles it is. Storm Tamer Operative is a 2/3 unseen for 2 red. All spells deal -1 damage. We have full tilt. Mind Broken Cobbler, 4/3 civilian for 3 blue. Overwhelm. Summon if you have a unit in your void, you gain an Aegis. Deuces Wild is a 2 or a fastball for 2 red. Give one of your units +2/+1 this turn. If you have another Deuces Wild in your void, draw a card. Another grappling hook. So we just slamming the Mind Broken Cobbler here.
Yeah, this tells me maybe blue is open coming this way.
Yeah, like Operative is kind of whatever, but Cobbler is really quite good. So they took 1 uncommon and 1 common out of this pack. Tell me, Alex. Like ever since like previous season, have you really gotten any more Deuces decks to come together? Because like every time I've tried, even picked an early one, like I just don't get enough of these.
Yeah, I've like haven't been able to get more than 3, and like
Yeah.
that 3 is like pretty easy to decide to not put them in. You know, if you have 4, then I'd be like, okay.
Okay, I've had
It's
that same
almost like,
experience.
yeah, me too. We tried even the other day when we did a draft, and it was like took one early because the pack was not good, and it only got 3 of them. It's like, all right, cut them.
Full tilt
Just
can be good, but I think I prefer to just kind of try and be aggressive
Yep.
in most
Yep.
cases, and I just don't really play that card. I've definitely gotten hit by it a few times, but it's not like something that just wins the game. I love Cobbler. That's just great. Let's
Yeah.
get this Cobbler going. Maybe
Ditto.
we're moving into some
Of course,
Sky
there's no
Crag.
blue now. Of course. Oh, 1 card. Yeah.
There's a pin.
All right, so next pick, Griffin Rider Marshall is a 1/4 Gunslinger Griffin for 4 blue or 4 green. Flying Taunt, pay 3 to give another unit flying this turn. Consuming Greed is a 2/1 Nightmare for 4 Shadow. Flying. Summon, you may sacrifice a relic to play a 6/4 Rust Fiend. And Engraver and Outmuscle is a fastball for 4 red. Unleash, give a unit +3/+3 and overwhelm this turn. Alex?
This pack, like for the colors that we have, is not very good. I really don't want 2 engravers. We don't really have the 5 payoffs or anything yet. I'm probably on this tome just for potential, more than 3 color shenanigans. But that's my craziness.
Okay, all right. John, what are you
It's
looking
a
at?
purely speculative tome. If we end up playing green, I mean, at least we could splash the Through the Unknown. If we happen to open a Menagerie, we're playing that. So it would help in that. Like my favorite card here, otherwise, is the Marshall. But like,
Yeah, for sure.
Marshall's not like the best if you're trying to be like kind of aggressive. It's more of like a value card or like a late game card. So yeah, I don't mind specking on this tome here either.
Okay. Oh, can I interest you in another tome? Grappling Hook, Deuces Wild, Engraver, Check Raise is a fastball, 1 blue. Negate an enemy spell unless the enemy player plays 3. So yeah,
I've
just
been
another
check
tome.
raised and unable to match because I haven't played one of those. Have you played one yet, John?
No, I've always had a backlash.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and sometimes I have a backlash and like a Skycrack synthesis. I have not actually needed to play this check raise yet. I've had it played against me like once or
Me
twice though.
too. Yeah. I was like, oh, check raise. I fold.
So I guess for me it's between the Tome and the Drifter here. Like Drifter is like a playable 1-drop. Feel like we're pretty locked into fire, so it would probably make the deck. Whereas the Tome is completely speculative, although like I don't mind just splat. Yeah, if we have 2 tomes and we're playing Justice as our other color, which I'm still not sure we are. Like, but if we are, like, I wouldn't mind playing those and playing Through the Unknown just because I like it. But I think the pick might just be a stupid Drifter here. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
This is
I've
a
played
fantastic deck.
more drifters than I normally would want to play in decks. It's one of the ones you most commonly sacrifice to the 3-drop relic that makes the 5/4 or whatever. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not horrible.
Okay. Drifter it is. Collection rounds. Valkyrie Aspirant. Thirsty Bat.
This is
I guess
You're
Harness
skipping over the
Steel-
card that I'm
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
card
the
I'm
one
looking
that
at.
I'm windmill slamming out of the pack, right?
Oh, that
Harness Thrill Seeker.
All right. Explorer 3/1 for 2 red. Frenzy flying this turn.
Wait a
Card's
minute.
good?
Why is this an Explorer? What? Okay, yeah.
An
That is an aggressive Explorer.
I mean,
What?
there's that 2/2 for 1 in red that's an Explorer, right? The one that you need a Sentinel to attack with it.
Yeah, that guy's like a pacifist. He needs a Sentinel buddy to empower him to want to do anything. This guy's just ready to go. He's just wanted to get into the red zone.
Got like a bunch of cannonballs or something right in front of him. That's
No,
what
that
it
looks
seems.
like snow.
He's exploring.
He's exploring with his cannonballs.
They're exploratory cannonballs.
All right, cool. Well,
I'm on the
Thrill
2-drop.
Seeker it is.
Yeah, we need 2 drops, and that's like a nice aggressive one. It's fine.
Nothing here, right?
I've played a captain in the format. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Played one as well. It's made the deck.
All right,
Yeah.
take
Can
a
we take
field.
it?
It's like the best card there, I think,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh man, we
Right.
would have had how many deuces wild if we went gung ho on that?
I
Only like 4,
think we're taking this one.
right? The first, I don't know. I guess out muscle is playable. Like if you're gonna have just one of the card, you have a chance to get more deuces wild. Even if I'm picking like 3 more deuces wild at this point in the draft, I'm kind of sad about it. So yeah, it's between those 2 red cards.
All right, we'll take this as wild since we need more of those versus 2. Nothing here, right?
Yeah, let's come on pack 3.
I think we
for the
take this
win.
reverberating strike. I don't want another suspicion, and I don't think we're playing like Shadow main, so no mercenary either.
Slip away
Slip
versus
away.
check raise.
Slip away and hope we don't need it.
Nothing to see here. Slip away.
Warrior or Starving Horror.
Maybe another like we still could be Crag, we still could be Rachno. I think if we're Crag, we might play this Warrior.
Okay.
Grab him.
And last pick, Saddle Up.
Last pick Saddle Up. Now that's like a very playable card.
All right. The Cold Hunt pack looks really good. Let's see
we're out.
here.
We're
Classic
suddenly out of
Jedi. Can I
garbage
have all the
town.
pack?
Huru Sentry is a 4/3 unseen bird for 4 Huru, flying overwhelm, contract 2, deal 4 damage to an enemy unit with flying. Free Fire is the fast spell for 4 Rakano. Give a unit +1 strength, quick draw, and lifesteal this turn. Windvoke Rakano. Jeering Yeti is another 3/1 Yeti for 2 red. Inscribe when the enemy player plays a spell directly on 1 or more of your units, create and draw a power burst. Chloric Mix is a fast spell for 2 blue, deal 3 damage to an attacking enemy, contract 2, deal 6 damage. Jotun Spelljammer is a 4/4 giant for 6 blue with Aegis and Inscribe. Breach the defenses, deal 3 damage to an enemy or kill an enemy curse at fast speed for 2 Rakano. There's a Saddled Sarasaur, but I don't think we're anywhere near time. And then finally a Last Light Refugee, which is a 3/5 Paladin for 5 green. Endurance and Valor.
played my fair share of Firebrands as well.
Yeah, so far we don't have any reason to care about Frenzy
Right.
though.
For sure. I'm just saying it's
And there's
completely
so many good cards
cool.
in this pack.
So many good cards, dude. It's trying to make up for not
So
getting.
let's narrow it
good packs.
down. What's it between for you, Alex?
So Free Fire is a really good reason to play those two colors. I love me a Jeering Yeti. Chloric Mix, Reach the Defense, the Spell Hammer. The top two for me are between the Yeti and the Free Fire, and it's kind of hard, I think. The Free Fire is probably the least of my favorite of these Windboat cards. Jeering Yeti is just always good. I think I'm on Yeti.
What do you think, Jedi?
I would take the Clark mix because I like removal. John?
I love Hoover Sentry, but it's like it's both those colors are one, like we may not play one of those colors, so it's like
Right,
I'm not
exactly.
to take that. So I guess for me, it's between the Yeti and like Free Fire, and just because I'm still not sure what we're up to, and I think if Rakano is open in this pack, we might see another Free Fire. So I guess I'm on Yeti as well. We only have like 1-2 drops right now, so.
Nope, John called it.
Wow.
We have another Free Fire, but we also have Searing Fist, which is absolutely what we want. Deal 4 damage to an enemy unit at slow speed for 2 and a fire.
And
So there's
mount.
also a Teriax mount, which is
quite good.
very, very good.
All right, so which one do you guys take here?
I think we have 2 blue cards that really make me want to play in blue, so I wouldn't mind like solidifying blue, and the fact that this card is still here, like unless the rare was a really good blue rare, like the mount is the first pick for a blue player. I think I'm on mount. This pack's really good but yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
I like mount a lot. I think it'd be hard for me not to take the mount here.
Okay. Let's see here. Teriax Screecher, Cubler Captain, Oni Forgesmith, and yeah, those are the picks, I think.
Capitan.
Yeah. It's a shame that it's between Forgesmith and Captain because I like both those cards, but Captain is just great every time.
I like Wings too a lot. But yep, for
Cards
sure.
always
Ooh,
busted.
yes.
Searing Fist, Stonebreaker Bow, Teriax Screecher, Icy Hold, and yeah, there you go. So Searing Fist?
I think so, right? Just Fist here.
Yeah, it's like just safe, bam, spot on.
And
Very
here's
efficient
just
removal.
some random note on this format. Like, I feel like Icy Hold has been worse for me than it used to be, like, in just Cold Hunt last format. It's just kind of underperformed a little bit. Like, that used to be one of my favorite books, and there's just something about the way the games play out where it's been a lot less good for me lately.
Okay, then Searing Fist it is. Cordian or Grenadin Rescue or our Teriax? Oh, we have Stormblast as well, which is fast spell, deal 4 damage to an enemy unit or site that was played this turn, or negate an enemy spell with cost 4 or less for 2 blue.
Just between Screecher and Rescue for me.
I think the rescue for potential like broken trigger for Frenzy in the last pack, like the guy that makes dragons or something.
Yeah. We have a Captain already to make it kind of good, and it's just like on
a
raid
little bit
already.
better. Yeah.
And we are still looking for 2 drops.
A little short
There's-
on 2 drops.
The Screecher's pretty darn good, but it's like in direct competition with those Griffins and the other packs, so yeah,
All right.
just Grenadin Rescue.
Yeah, rescue.
Sensari Firebrand, the call the hit to be able to splash, or Jotun Spelljammer.
Right now, it's looking like we're not splashing, so I think and we just need Inscribes coming out of this pack, so I'm all about this Spellhammer.
Yep, Spelljammer.
Jam them. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Hoof Stomp, Thunderbox Ruse, and a premium captain. Just slam the captain.
Capitan Shiny.
Hoof Stomp is nice, but
Very nice.
Captain is nicer.
Ooh, see? Wow.
So same pick again, Hoof Stomp or Captain of Note, Molten
There's
Feet.
also a Molten Feet too. What's our inscribe count right now? 2, 3?
We are kind of
One,
short on 4-drop. I mean, we could use one more at least.
2.
I think that's it.
I think so too.
Like 3 is my
Two.
sweet spot. Like, yeah, that's a good point, John, about the molten.
It makes me sad to have to take that over one of these great 5
Either of
cost
the other
cards.
two, but I think it might be the most.
It's like a free roll in the deck, right? If we have to play a power instead of that.
You can be gummed up with too many 5s. We're not going to play 2 of these warriors, right?
Right.
Like,
Well, ideally, we pick up some 5 drops in Party Crashers in this last pack anyway. We don't have to play any of the warriors. I would play 3 or 4 captains for sure, but that it's like literally we just need more inscribes, I think, too. I mean, there's a chance we could get 2 or 3 more inscribes in these next few picks if we get super lucky. That's like it's a risk reward thing. Like the sure thing is like Molten Feet right now, but man, it's so hard to pass this captain to. Leave this
like
one
the
to
more you keep
Jedi.
saying it, I'm like, oh, I kind of want the 3rd captain now, but
Yeah,
the blue inscribe goes around pretty late. We haven't
that's
seen one
true.
of those yet.
That's true. And like, we also didn't see a single Party Crasher in those first 2 packs, which was kind of shocking. But like, literally, like 4 or 5 Party Crashers in a deck is nice. Like those cards have been very good since they got buffed, and that's like in the 5 slot. So yeah, it's very close. Maybe Jedi with the tiebreaker.
You leaving it up to me?
Think so.
All right, Captain it is.
All right.
Stormblast over Blighted Pasture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
not making the deck, but
Yeah. Pathfinder over Yeti Intellectual.
Yeah, that's a playable 1-drop. Yeti's
that's
fine
a good
too,
late
but
game as well.
we had more
Ooh.
removal.
Screecher over Soul Feast. And
That was our last chance at an inscribe right there.
It
darn
was. So we're gonna have to play a little more power here, but
Yeah.
the deck is looking
Oh,
quite
nice.
good.
All right, Thunderpop versus Mindbroken Cobbler. Still just a cobbler, right? Especially
That's
with
too
captains
good.
going up the turn after. Yeah.
I think this is the first Thunderpop we've seen that's just deal 2 damage at fast with a
Mhm.
scout.
Which is great.
Let's see here. Forlorn Griffin or Nevermore. Or
Yeah, it's definitely
there's
not
a, there's a
Forlorn
Thrill
Griffin.
Seeker.
That
Nope,
card
there's
is
a Thrill Seeker
terrible.
though.
Yeah, it's Nevermore or Thrill Seeker, I think, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I like me a Derringer too, but we need like a little bit more, couple of early units. How's the removal looking, real quick?
I think we're light on removal, so I'm kind of eyeing this Nevermore.
We have Icicles and a Searing Fist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards the Nevermore
All
as
right,
well.
Nevermore it is. On Deuce's Wild, Warrior, and Backlash. Oxidize is just bad,
Backlash.
right?
Yeah, I don't think Oxidize is ever really good. Like I think I tried it once because I was short on playables and I just hated it.
I had to do the same thing. It did manage to kill my opponent, like when they had a weapon. It's kind of cool, but
So like at this point, I really don't think the deuce like we're gonna get enough deuces to care, but we might. We may have another chance at a backlash too. So like maybe it is a spec on a deuces, but I'm kind
I
of
mean,
always down to play a backlash in this format.
Deuces do give us a slight chance for our captains to survive, right? Or even our sharpshooters.
Yeah,
'Cause I
we
think
just
you
don't have a
guys-
lot of interaction here.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I think we'll likely get another chance at a backlash. So like I don't mind the speculative pick there.
Sleight of hand, I guess, is pretty much the only thing we're looking at here.
right.
Yeah, sleight of hand, draw 2 for fast.
Yeah. Fast speed, draw 2, transform each power card drawn this way into a snowball for 3 blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's really nothing else we're looking at.
Let's grab that.
See. Reverberating Strike versus Little Brother. 1-1 for Yeti for 1 blue. Then when Little Brother damages a unit, stun that unit. Versus deal 1 damage to each enemy, which we already got.
We already
another
have a
one.
strike,
Yeah,
and I hope we don't need to play that first one because we don't have any spell damage buffs.
I mean, I
So
think all these are sideboards, so I'll just take this
yeah.
oppression for the dust. There we go. Boom. Well, there's a
All
hermit,
right.
but there's also another sharpshooter, and with triple captain, I think we just slammed the sharpshooter here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy sharpshooter. We have zero reasons to care about frenzy for some
The
reason.
hermit is not good for us.
All right. Pin the Jotun versus Twin Barrel. I don't think we're playing either of these.
Well, we do kind of need a little interaction with 3 captains. Like maybe 1 pin the Jotun makes the deck. So
Okay.
grab
Giving
it,
the
like,
captain
just in case.
overwhelm is kind of nice too.
Pin the Jotun, point blank, pin the Jotun, grappling hook, and rock fort. I don't think we're playing any of this, right?
That's a late rock fort. I might play this grappling hook.
Can we have one though?
No,
we don't?
I think no.
I don't think we
took
have one.
No,
It's
we
kind
took
of like forced interaction, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You just go around so freely though.
Let's
They
see.
do.
Pack 1, 2, and 4 have been so bad.
Like some of the worst I've seen.
So there's
Man, I
your
was like-
there's your advice for the open this weekend. Just don't open any unleash packs. Open all cold hunt.
And I would say like it's not just Jedi. Like I've had bad packs too. They're just
Oh,
kind of
hey,
all
double
over the
doors. There
place.
we go.
Just
Sweet.
grappling hooks all the way to the end.
Wow.
There's the cleave.
No, we didn't get any more freaking whatchamacallit. Oh, that might make the deck. No, maybe not.
All right, so I think we're just
Not.
strictly Skycrag, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't see a
I
reason.
think so.
2 deuces, so they kind of suck, but maybe we need it for interaction.
It's so not good.
How
We might even keep this Stormblast. I mean, if you're playing 2 colors,
many power do we need to play here? 16, 17?
probably at least 16, I would say.
We only got 2 inscribes?
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
And I would cut one of these warriors, I think.
Definitely. Man, I never saw a single crasher, right? Like in any of those packs.
No,
That's just a
there was
fire
not
comment.
one.
We had 3 packs to see a party crasher. I don't think we saw a single one.
It's so funny. Sometimes I'm not in that color at all. And you're like, there's another crasher. Oh, there's another crasher.
Right.
What's in the pool here that might be in, that should be in there maybe that we're missing?
Nothing
Nothing
here.
there.
Maybe a
Oh.
Thunderwing. Like a 3/3 flyer is a little better in this format than the last format. Oh, get that Tomb of the Azure Mage out of our deck. There's no way we need that.
All right, there's one of the powers.
Right?
I think you have a lot of 5 drops, so maybe 17 power would be the best course of action. So like
That was our
This is-
only chance at a loot strung bow too, right? We never saw one of those get passed.
there was
except
just one.
we
Pick
took that
2
one.
was just the one, and that's it. There was no
I usually
more.
play like 2 or 3 of those when I'm playing
Yeah.
fire.
Me too. And I don't mind it.
At least we got some decent early game.
Yeah, we can defend ourselves. Giving one of the captains flying is kind of fun.
So right now this is 15 power right now.
Mm-hmm. You are correct.
You're like trolling me because you have like 2 power randomly in the deck.
I know it's like I can't do the math. Okay.
It's like I'm having to like do math every time, even though it's like simple. It's like hurting my brain.
You cut the
Alright.
2 deuces wild, and that's your 17 power.
Right?
Like I'm trying to think of what else. And it's actually 20 units because of the rescue. So I mean maybe it could be a unit or 2, but I think the 2 grappling hooks is the 2 whatchamacallit's Deuces Wild is not exciting really at all.
And then plus with 3 captains, I'm pretty sure the sharpshooters are gonna have plenty of buffs, and the cobblers, man, that's gonna be sweet. Good call on the mount, man. Giving those cobblers and the captains flying is gonna be sweet.
Or the 4/4. I mean, the 3/3 make it a 4/4 flying first striker. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good targets for the mount for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll do okay here. Like, we just need to get on the board early and just keep putting down units. Like, we have more units than an average deck in the format, and 3 captains is going to go a long way.
Yeah, that recursion is nice.
Our interaction is a little weak, so you're just going to have to like really be careful what you spend your kill spell on. Like, we only have like the one Nevermore like as a catch-all, so we might end up having to do more like trading off early units than we would like to.
I mean, once again,
Right.
though, triple captain means a lot of our units can trade up, right?
Well, that's why we want them to like stay on board. It's like we wouldn't want to be trading, but because of our interaction, we may need to like do more trades than we'd otherwise want to.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a lot of flyers. We have a few. Like, I think we're gonna be pretty good on the ground, right? So some of our smaller interaction will probably get pointed at flyers. I think this deck looks okay. Like, it's definitely not the best Skycrack deck I've drafted at all, but
Well,
I'm predicting at least 5 wins here.
I mean, considering that we built it from 3 packs, it's pretty good.
Like, and honestly, 3 captains, just that is probably good for at least 2 wins by itself. Like,
Right.
I think, yeah,
I mean, you got to draw them though.
I
You
know,
get-
right?
you
You
get
are
3, so
Jedi, and you
should
don't
see, like,
draw
1 per
any
game.
cards.
Have you guys seen me draft? Come on now.
I've seen you draft.
Alrighty, well, I think that will do it then. We'll call it a show here. Hopefully, we've showed you guys what not to open in your packs this weekend. Godspeed to you all. And remember that as long as you get 10, you go 10x, you make day 2, which is super sweet. So, is it a phantom draft, or do you get to keep all your cards, John?
No, they put up the announcement the other day. It's just like last time where it's not a phantom draft. You do keep all your cards, but like I think the majority of people are going to be like going for day 2 as opposed to like drafting for value here. So yes, you keep your cards, but I would recommend going for win percentage. Go get those percentage points for the open.
And just remember, always concede to win.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do is open like as many menageries and aerial deployments as you can.
There you go. That's the best strategy I got for you too.
Yeah, huge. That's big brain strategy.
Or just rare draft and get your value on both ends. Boom, boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, think about it. People, like you said, everyone's gonna go for those extra percentage points. So you're gonna get past like a ton of rares, man. You're gonna make out like
That's
a
true.
bandit.
Yeah, if you are literally like, I'm just here for the alt art Zetos and whatever, then yeah, I think you will get some nice value out of your rare draft if that's what you do go for. But come on, try and get that day 2. Anyone can do it, literally. Like, draft is a lot about both skill and luck. So sometimes you just get super lucky and can just like get some easy wins. Like, your opponents just might all get stuck on 2 or whatever, and you just win.
Alrighty, that will do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate you. Until next time, as always, happy gaming.
Bye-bye.
Luck in your draft queues, everyone.